Hello everyone, I hope you're all doing great and enjoying the summer. This what if is going to be similar to my Godzilla Jr. what ifs. This means that there's going to be other installments made after this video. This brings me to my next point before we begin. I'm announcing today that the Godzilla Jr. what if and this Monsterverse what if will become what if series, meaning they will have no definite end. This means that the Godzilla Jr. what if won't end after the third video and there will be more to come. I'm sure many of you will be excited that the Godzilla Jr. what ifs will keep on going. I have a ton of really cool ideas planned out. So with that out of the way, here's my first installment in my What If Monsterverse series, Terror of SpaceGodzilla. This What If series lays out the possibilities for how the Monsterverse could continue after Godzilla vs. Kong. We're going to follow both Godzilla and Kong. Some entries will follow both monsters, whereas others might just follow Godzilla or Kong. After fighting with Godzilla and Rodan, Ghidorah touches down on the Isla de Mara volcano and heals himself. Once fully restored, Ghidorah lets out his call, awakening Titans across the globe. Ghidorah's call isn't just heard on Earth, it also echoes out into the far reaches of space. The call awakens a mysterious space Titan. He angrily opens his eyes and begins traveling through space. While Ghidorah is defeated by Godzilla at the end of Godzilla King of the Monsters, the mysterious space Titan continues on its trajectory towards Earth. Before going their own ways after the Hong Kong battle, Godzilla and Kong make a pact where Kong will protect the hollow Earth and Godzilla will protect Earth's surface. Since maintaining the balance can be a difficult job, Godzilla and Kong are able to sense each other. Should one find themselves in danger, the other can sense it and provide backup. Together, Godzilla and Kong are able to maintain the balance using teamwork, keeping the peace between humans and Titans. In the aftermath of the Hong Kong battle, Monarch descends on the area to gather information that might be helpful to better understand the Titans. While surveying the destroyed city, they find G-cells and begin collecting them. Remnants of Apex also descend on the city, hoping to find G-cells as well. This creates a tumultuous environment where Monarch and Apex are battling each other for G-cells. After much back and forth, Monarch ultimately secures the G-cells and brings them back to the United States for further research. Upon arrival, there is great debate over who should store the G-cells, the government or Monarch. This creates a lot of commotion between Monarch and the government, but Monarch already has scientists researching the Godzilla cells. Dr. Shiragami from Osaka, who has been researching the effects of Titans on wildlife, has arrived at the facility holding G-cells. He lost his daughter Erica many years ago during a Titan attack while on a research mission together. This traumatic event has led Dr. Shiragami down a path of trying to restore the balance between Titans and mankind. He hopes that together his research and newly discovered G-cells will be the key to unlocking a future where nature keeps the balance, not Titans. Dr. Shiragami keeps this sentiment quiet, which has allowed him to rise the ranks in the scientific community. It has also enabled him to become one of the first scientists to study and test G-cells. He is getting ready to conduct trial testing with G-cells at a new top-secret Monarch facility and lab. Dr. Shiragami brings his daughter's plant with him on his trip. He brings it everywhere with him for comfort. Dr. Shiragami meets with Mark Russell, who explains that not much is known about G-cells and it's up to the doctor and his team to unlock their potential. Dr. Shiragami is informed that he will go back to Osaka where he will oversee the construction of a new Monarch lab for a secret project concerning the G-cells. It's explained that the new lab will be constructed in Osaka for this project because Monarch doesn't want Apex getting a hold of the G-cells. Mark envisions a future where G-cells are able to help with agriculture, medicine, and even curing diseases. Dr. Shiragami, on the other hand, however, has a totally different set of goals. Back at Monarch headquarters in the United States, Mark Russell is informed that construction is underway on the Monarch facility in Osaka. He's told that the new Monarch facility and lab is nearly complete. Suddenly, the call is interrupted by another call from Monarch Space Division. They inform Mark that NASA has been getting abnormal readings from the International Space Station for a few days. Mark says he will send a team to the space station to investigate what's going on. After the call, Mark takes a deep breath. He gazes at a recently discovered ancient mural. It depicts a monster similar to Godzilla but much bigger and even more powerful. He also has large jagged spikes on and around him. Underneath his image it reads in ancient text, SpaceGodzilla, clone born of a black hole. Mark reads it and walks off. Mark heads down to the Monarch R&D department. He scans his badge and walks down a long hallway. A small team greets Mark. Mark asks if the project is ready yet. The team informs him that the project is almost ready but some modifications need to be made to the onboard flight computer. Mark asks to see it. Everyone steps back. One of the team members presses a button. which reveals Monarch's new secret project, the Super Heave. The Super Heave's design is a hybrid between the Heave used on the Hollow Earth and the Super X-2 from Godzilla vs. Biollante. The Super Heave is able to fly, go underwater, and even travel into space for short trips. Additionally, it has state-of-the-art weaponry and is controlled remotely. Its most impressive feature is its large diamond shield, capable of absorbing a Titan's attack, allowing it to fire the attack back at the Titan. Mark asks the team when they think the Super Heave will be ready. They say 2 more months. Mark asks them to move up the deadline and then leaves. The team makes some adjustments and gets back to work. Out in space, the mysterious space titan awoken by Ghidorah's roar in 2019 has entered Earth's solar system. The space titan passes by the International Space Station. Large crystals begin shooting through the station, destroying it instantly. NASA gets an alert, but it's too late. The space titan is here now and will be in Earth's atmosphere within 24 hours. Back in Osaka, Dr. Shiragami looks out his window as he tinkers away in his home laboratory. A small jar of G cells and leaves from Dr. Shiragami's daughter's plant can be seen on his desk. Dr. Shiragami watches shooting stars light up the night sky. He watches in amazement for a bit and then quickly gets back to work. Suddenly, the Space Titan morphs out of its flying form and lands in the center of London, England. As the Space Titan roars in the middle of the city, behind him tons of space debris fall, causing explosions everywhere. Enormous crystals erupt from underground and the Space Titan begins his rampage. The Space Titan destroys London. He fires his powerful beam as he walks through the city, obliterating everything. After reducing London to rubble, the Space Titan morphs back into its flying form and heads out. As the Space Titan flies, explosions set off underneath him. Back at the Monarch facility in the United States, Mark sees the videos coming out of London. He remarks to the team that the beast looks like the one in the mural the expedition recently found. After analyzing the mural and the television images, Mark concludes that they are the same monster, SpaceGodzilla. Mark asks if the Super Heave is ready to engage. The team tells Mark that the Super Heave is almost ready but needs more time. Mark tells the team to send it out and try to find Godzilla and Kong. The Super Heave begins preparations for launch as Mark tries to figure out why SpaceGodzilla is on Earth. As SpaceGodzilla heads to its next destination, he flies over Russia and wrecks Moscow simply by flying overhead. With 2 cities obliterated in a matter of minutes, Monarch tries to anticipate where SpaceGodzilla will land next. A few days pass and eventually SpaceGodzilla arrives in Fukuoka. As he flies over the Bay Area, evacuation sirens begin blaring. Huge explosions begin going off underneath SpaceGodzilla as he flies into the city. As SpaceGodzilla flies over a bridge, he picks it up telepathically and throws it into a section of the city, lighting everything on fire. As SpaceGodzilla gets closer to the center of the city, he morphs out of his flying form. SpaceGodzilla roars and begins picking up buildings around him telepathically and throwing them. Giant crystals emerge from the ground, giving SpaceGodzilla even more power. After a few hours, SpaceGodzilla has enclosed himself in a fortress of crystals and fires his beam, obliterating buildings in the distance. Mark Russell demands to know the location of the Super Heave. The team informs him that it's heading towards SpaceGodzilla's coordinates. As SpaceGodzilla terrorizes Fukuoka and completely terraforms the surrounding area, Godzilla arrives in the bay. SpaceGodzilla senses Godzilla and lures him closer. Godzilla gets on land and looks at SpaceGodzilla's crystals. Godzilla gets closer but is lifted off the ground by SpaceGodzilla telepathically. He throws Godzilla into a building. Mark watches as he waits for the Super Heave to arrive. Godzilla gets up and charges SpaceGodzilla but is lifted up again and thrown into another building. SpaceGodzilla laughs at Godzilla. SpaceGodzilla makes it impossible for Godzilla to reach him. Godzilla gets up again but SpaceGodzilla fires his crystals at Godzilla, pushing him down to the ground. Godzilla roars out in pain and gets up again. Thankfully, the Super Heave has just arrived. SpaceGodzilla gets distracted and Godzilla tries to charge him again. The Super Heave fires at SpaceGodzilla as Godzilla charges him, but SpaceGodzilla deflects the attack. Then he trips Godzilla and levitates upward, and then begins jumping up and down on Godzilla. Godzilla gets severely injured, but the Super Heave causes SpaceGodzilla to lose his balance and fall down. Godzilla gets up and fires his atomic breath, injuring SpaceGodzilla further. SpaceGodzilla tail whips the Super Heave, causing it to crash into debris. Godzilla begins laying punches on SpaceGodzilla, but SpaceGodzilla fires his Corona beam at Godzilla, pushing him back. SpaceGodzilla walks towards a weakened Godzilla. He fires his Corona beam, but Godzilla quickly fires his atomic breath back. The 2 beams get locked, but SpaceGodzilla tries to overpower Godzilla. In the heat of it, Kong appears out of nowhere and hammers his axe down on SpaceGodzilla from behind. This severely wounds SpaceGodzilla. The 3 monsters go back and forth for a bit. Kong is able to keep his distance and dodges SpaceGodzilla's beam attacks. Tired of fighting, SpaceGodzilla lifts Kong up and telepathically smashes him into Godzilla. SpaceGodzilla spams them with his Corona beam. He throws crystals at them and then lifts up a small damaged building and drops it on top of them. He fires his Corona beam near the Super Heave, setting it partially on fire. SpaceGodzilla roars triumphantly. Godzilla and Kong slowly regain themselves and they get up. They dust themselves off and the two work together. Godzilla fires his atomic breath at Kong's axe. Kong uses his axe and reflects Godzilla's attack at SpaceGodzilla's shoulder crystal. One of SpaceGodzilla's shoulder crystals explodes, injuring him significantly. SpaceGodzilla morphs into his flying form and flees, leaving the city completely unrecognizable. Godzilla and Kong look at each other again. They head out together to try and find SpaceGodzilla so they can defeat him for good. Mark has a Monarch team retrieve the Super Heave and begin repairs effective immediately. Mark can't believe that Godzilla and Kong weren't able to defeat SpaceGodzilla, but realizes that they may be able to in a rematch aided by the Super Heave. Meanwhile, back in Osaka, a terrible accident occurs during Dr. Shiragami's home experimentation with G-cells.